Hello, gorgeous. I felt really compelled to come on here in my messy apartment that I just moved into. We're still decorating. I have some fabulous things, some vlogs and hauls coming out. I already started filming, and this is going to be done really soon. Please excuse the environment right now. But I felt very compelled to come on here because something has been bothering me, has been eating away at me. And I also need to fix the lighting in here. I just realized. I know someone, and I've known several people like this. And I was at one point in this weird competition state of mind where I thought I know better. I'm going to be condescending. This was years ago before I even taught etiquette. And the thing is, when I am teaching etiquette, people still don't understand. So you have to bring everything down to their level or speak the language that other people naturally speak. And I'm going to break down everything exactly why, because it needs to be explained for some people. Some people just don't get it. They say, I don't want to eat properly because I'm an animal. And they're justifying being a slob, being an animal, when they dine with bad etiquette. Etiquette is not about you and how you do things. It's about other people and kindness and compassion and hygiene. It's not about you looking polished or proper or doing things a certain way. It's actually about being considerate of those around you because you want to be respectful. It's never, ever, ever about the status, about looking a certain, uh, looking better than what you really are. And what you really are is what people care about. Being relatable, being imperfect, that's actually lovable. So I don't understand why people want this perfect facade. And the one thing that I noticed with psychology and the way people break things down, even when people are beautiful, even when people are within the same race, within the same ethnic group, when people are wearing similar clothes, they talk about their background and how they grew up and they size them up socioeconomically. It always comes down to how they grew up, how much money their parents made. And they'll do this oppression Olympics of, oh, you didn't make enough money, or you don't understand because your parents were middle class, they made decent money, I was working class. And then there's someone who's like, I didn't even grow up with parents. And the thing is, I don't get that. But then there's the opposite, where people are trying to climb out of their situation, which I understand, because everybody as a human being, we're goal oriented and we don't like being comfortable in a bad situation, which is fabulous, makes you ambitious. Some of the greatest minds solved problems for millions of people because of convenience and inconveniences like this, like Amazon, say, for example, books and stores and things being at your door faster because this person, or FedEx started out with a bike, and it starts as a small seed and then grows into something fabulous that solves a lot of things for everyone, and people still find complaints within that and criticize. So as someone who likes to see the bigger picture and take a step back and not just tear apart the small details because I'm bored and I have a lot of money, I have a lot of time, I like to focus on the positive. So there's a big problem where people want to be rich, seen as rich, or associated with being rich or with luxury. And that's fine. Luxury is misunderstood this way because the true definition of luxury is rarity. Only one is found, which is also why I am so sick and tired of seeing the Birkin and the Kelly and classic style. I'm going to make a whole video separately on how to be classy and elegant with a personality and not be cookie cutter wearing beige and neutrals all the time, because you can wear tons of color, look like $1 million, look expensive, look polished, and look elegant. But that's a whole other video. So a lot of people associate wealth with higher status in life, socioeconomic status. And that's a newer thing, not necessarily a newer thing, but that's a newer thing in the mainstream, where in the new world, in, say, example is America, we're very rich, very young, very nouveau riche, new money, which means that we're self-made. And that's I actually respect people who are nouveau riche because it means they worked for it. But the thing is, they're trying to associate themselves with what they think is rich, what they think is upmarket, what they think is higher class, upper class. And the thing is, it drives me crazy because, first and foremost, they don't care about those things. They don't care about being seen as a higher status. They just care about their life. the things that are going on in their life that fulfill them and finding their purpose. I feel like everybody should. Everybody should be concerned with this, because at the end of the day, at your deathbed, that's what you're going to be focused on, your legacy that you leave behind. And the thing is, a lot of people try to climb out of their situation, and money is what buys a lot of things. So it buys you a lot of options, it buys you freedom, it buys you more time, it buys you choices to make and not feel in desperation and working out of insecurity. You can take your time to think about making the right decision for long term. And a lot of people rather have a Chanel bag than look healthy, than look good, than look beautiful. Because at the end of the day, they cannot take your beauty, they cannot take your health away, but they can take your Chanel bag. So focus on the things that people cannot take away, your knowledge, your skills. This is something, as a Jewish person, that if you look at Jewish history, Jews have always focused on knowledge. That's something that can't be taken away from Jews, because I know this is not to get religious or political at all. This is just something that you'll notice across time if you're familiar with Jewish history, where a lot of people are focused on the wrong thing. And something I noticed is a lot of people love, 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 love wearing logos. Why is that? Because it represents something that they've always wanted, something they've worked towards, something that, say for example, I know someone from El Salvador where they said, if you wear Puma, you're considered rich. And I'm like, if you wear Puma, you're considered what? Like that doesn't cross my mind, Puma. And I see, say for example, politically incorrect things like Adidas is getting slammed right now. I say it because Pumas and Adidas are siblings, literal brothers who hated each other. Adidas is getting slammed for using kangaroo leather, which is crazy in its own right. Disney, with the Uyghur conflict, filming things, and Coca-Cola signing huge contracts with China with the Uyghur conflict. There are so many politically incorrect things that people are not aware of. Certain things with hunting and poaching that people are not aware of. These are very, very upper class things. Some people are aware of, some people aren't. And there are very affordable options to buy sustainable clothes that are manufactured in Los Angeles with people who are making good wages. Los Angeles Apparel is a really good example. I buy a lot of their things. It's like $30 for a really good quality piece of clothing, anyway, or less, like $24. Sometimes they're on sale. And the thing is, people will wear a logo because they associate that with wealth. Why are you associating yourself with a brand? You're not getting paid to wear this brand. For me, what I've noticed is in social climbing and social communities, when people are socialites or want to be a socialite, they will name drop and they want to be associated with a person. I want you to focus on being that person. That's the flex, where people say, oh, I knew them growing up. I went to school with this person growing up. I went to school with Kylie Jenner. I knew Elon Musk when this and this. And the thing is, nobody cares when you're not that person. But instead of associating yourself with a brand that's known to be expensive and the brand that billionaires buy, be the one thing that is the brand. Be the person behind the brand. The Vanderbilts, the Rothschild, the DuPont, the royal family. I know someone who went to the military with the royal family, and they weren't even saying it like a flex. They were just like, oh, something I've learned about them is that Prince Harry would go above and beyond before even knowing the person. They all stood in a line and he would shake hands with everyone, and he had his security. He would shake hands with every single person, and he had to study. He was briefed with the dossier of all the people he was about to shake hands with. He knew the names of their daughters. He knew the situation their family was going through. Say, if his wife had cancer, he would shake their hand and say, I hope your wife is doing well. I hope your daughter gets into this school. Good luck. And it was a pleasure meeting you. Something like this. That level, being royal, that's a crazy flex, that you are above and beyond into being considerate of other people's feelings, and you don't have time to chit chat, but when you do, you're prepared. That is crazy to me. So the fact that people want to be associated with a brand as opposed to being a brand, I want people to know me as Gia. My last name may change every now and again. But one day, even when I'm married, people will still know me as Gia. And people will say certain things. They'll say, oh, she does this and this, or she likes this and this, or you love this and this, so does Gia. I rather be associated with myself than an expensive brand. I like the styles and I like the designs. There are people that I respect when they do wear logos, and but the thing is, I respect when they wear logos is because I associate with them and I understand from a mile away. They understand the heritage behind that brand. They wear it, they live it, they live their life in it genuinely. They are comfortably archived in that brand. They have a whole, you can tell that they can afford it. And I'm not saying they can afford it like, oh, I have 12 different colors of this Hermes shirt. No, I'm saying they have the space in their closet where they're dedicated to their life. A certain part of their life is dedicated to that. You can wear logos. You can wear your personality. You can wear crazy colors. You can wear prints and still look elegant, but it takes a certain person. And something I notice is that people will either amplify who they are through their clothes. So there are, say for example, for me, I amplify myself through my clothes, where I hate minimizing myself. Recently, I had to learn how to blend in and disappear and minimize myself because I wasn't in my best state and I didn't want people to look at me. So I started dressing very bland. I started wearing loungewear, and then it also messed with me mentally. And I realized I'm loud. I love pastels. I love colors. I love wearing head to toe white because I'm crazy like that. I will walk in a room and everyone will notice me, not in a loud, obnoxious way, but in a respectful, elegant way. There are ways to do it. There are ways to wear color. There are ways to wear brands. There are ways to wear logos. But if you are solely wearing it because you want to be seen as having more money, nobody cares. Sorry. If people are telling you, no, I wear this brand because growing up we like this brand and it was expensive and you were cool if you wore this brand. Yeah, you can be cool if you wear a brand, but you're even cooler when people want to be associated with you, when people flex that they knew you, and you're cooler because you have cultivated your own aesthetic, you've cultivated your own self, that other people want to be around your energy. That's high vibration, and energy will get you very far, but a Chanel bag won't. I get so bored. There are some designs there. I love the Chanel bag. I respect it. I love the history. I know about the different bags, the boy bag, and there certain years they use gold hardware. Certain years they stop doing this with the stitching. Certain years there are certain pockets with a love letter in it. There's so many things that I love and respect about it, but I won't personally buy it because I rather spend the money. Even the thing is, even when I did have the money to blow on designer bags, I still chose something else because it's just not my style. There are other designers that I love that I spend stupid money on. You guys know I'm ridiculous with spending on stupid things or just different things. And I would rather spend that money on something someone cannot take away from me. Say, for example, I'm spending a lot of money on Arabic classes right now. I'm spending a lot of money on timeless styles that I know my grandchildren can wear, and they have the option to sell it. They can have the option to tear it apart. They have the option to take my silverware and use it if they want to. So, like, everything I purchase from now on is for the grandchildren, and it's gonna be timeless. There are certain things I'm gonna wear that are glam and just for one evening or a couple evenings because I know I won't wear it again or I won't be able to fit into it again after I have multiple children. Or, but like right now, I would rather spend it on beauty and my health, especially my health. If I had a lot of money, I would get different personal trainers or like a really good chef who counts my macros and that is live in. I would spend my money on 1,000 other decisions that people cannot take away from me. Good health is the number one thing to focus on. People will be so attracted to you when you are good health and when you spread good health, meaning you make people smile, you give people good energy, you make people laugh. It doesn't necessarily that mean that you're funny, but just that you're relatable, that you love people love being around you. That's a huge deal. And a lot of people don't cultivate a personality that's worth sticking around, that's worth being quiet next to. That is my goal. So that people are at the level where they feel comfortable enough to open it up to you and that they feel comfortable to sit quietly next to you and not feel awkward, not feel strange. That is an insane flex. People just feeling peaceful with you. So that they can eventually open up. They can do more fun things with you. They can invite you to the next thing. You're not worried about that. You're just worried about this moment right now, here, being screamed at by me. Just kidding. But truly, forget wearing logos and, like, to be real with you, to be completely wholeheartedly open with you. One of the very first designer bags that I purchased for myself, I did so much research on this. If you guys have been following me, you know that I take months and months to keep something in my cart before I purchase it. And I think all the different outfits I can use this with, all the different ways I can style this with. I would wear this to work for the first few months. And then that job, because the pandemic happened, I stopped going there. And then a lot of life things happened. I find myself never using that bag really. And sometimes I'm afraid to use it because the logo is so big. And I don't want to be associated with other people who just want to socially climb by wearing logos, because people look at them and they think, oh, they must be a better person or a hierarchical, socioeconomically better in situation because they're wearing all the money that they have on their body. But it's like, you're flexing your debt, you're flexing that you spend money, you're not flexing that you have it in the bank. I think it's so sexy when people live within their means, when people are focused on really important things. Like, what am I going to have for lunch or dinner with my entire family that is super nutritious? And I don't know why I'm thinking of food right now. I don't know. Probably because I'm a little bit, no, I ate properly, but I'm just, I don't know, I'm getting creative with recipes that I'm learning. There's something that you cannot get taken away from you, your cooking skills. So invest in yourself. You are the brand. Stop spending so much money. There are so many strategic things that you can spend money into. Say, for example, one good pair of heels that you constantly reach for that goes with all your outfits. That makes sense. And then heels are a bit more affordable when it comes to designer things. So there will be like a dress that is, for instance, $11,000 from Cavalli or Emilia Wickstead, and you can't afford that, but you can afford the $1,000 shoes that goes with all your outfits. That $1,000 bag goes with all your outfits. Now bags I feel like are $7,000, and it's getting a lot. And then luxury is like is bugging the crap out of me. Sorry, excuse my language and my casualty, because Instagram has ruined it for me. Social media, everyone and their mom has a Birkin, but they don't even have their teeth fixed. Like, their teeth are messed up. They're not ugly. Their teeth don't look ugly. Their teeth don't look bad, but they're just basic things that are cheaper, more affordable, more doable, that they don't fix. Like their health. They're not taking care of themselves. You can see that they're not getting enough sleep. You can see that their house is a mess. Like, see right now. No, these are clean laundry and I need to fold them. And the thing is, I know I'm working on this. That's the difference. I'm not going out and getting a Chanel bag or wasting my time to find ways to afford these things. And years ago, back when I would do so many beauty procedures and work on my body, work on my health, work on my look, I focused on all the wrong things. I focused on getting the makeup instead of working on the canvas, instead of fixing my skin, instead of drinking water, instead of working out so my pores open, my hormones function properly. I'm in a good mood. I look good. I don't even need that much makeup. I focus on 1,000 other wrong things. And sometimes you just need to focus on the canvas. That's your brand. That's your work of art, your masterpiece. So I hope this helped. I don't know. I just felt like ranting because there are so many people with poor people, unemployed behavior, or acting like they have money, poser behavior, who don't have money. They can't even tell the difference between gemstones. They can't tell the difference if a diamond is real. I cannot afford a lot of diamonds. I have diamonds, but I can tell from a mile away how many carats. I can guess. I can tell you the clarity. I can tell you the cut, obviously. I feel like that's an easy one. The color, even gemstones, I can say, oh, like this is this type of turmalina from this part of the world because the way it's heated, because the way it's treated, because this and this and this. And I'm not an expert, but I don't have a lot of gemstones. I don't have a lot of money and I don't have a lot of interest in that. But you should well round your education. If you do have money, you should speak money. Or if you want to get to the point where you have money, you should speak money. Speak the language by the least. Don't look, don't walk out of your depth. So you can tell people and be relatable and just say, no, I just really like this jacket. It's fabulous because I love this sport. So I wear all the things associated with this sport and then talk about the sport. And then people will understand that, but don't make it about the status, because there's always someone richer than you, there's always someone smarter than you, always someone more successful, more than you. So enjoy being at your level, enjoy being who you are, enjoy being you. That's all I gotta say.